Hey everyone, we're back again, and we're ready to make some siding and a roof. Let's go ahead and select the measure tool. And we're just going to come over here. And we're going to measure out about 10 feet. And now we're going to measure out about 1 inch here. And then from the tip of that one, we're going to measure out another 10 feet parallel to our first measure object. And this one we're going to draw straight up 6 inches. And now let's do the same on the other side. And here I'm creating the siding layer. And now I'm going to get a plane of sub D. We'll make that yellow. So we just stretch it out, put it into edit mode. Make sure your snaps are turned all the way to the right. And we're going to snap this one to the bottom front corner and this one to that top tip. And then we're going to pull here, extrude by pressing the trigger button. Now as you grab and stretch this way, pull the trigger on your non-drawing hand in order to grab the entire edge loop. And snap these points. And now extrude a little bit from the top by pulling the trigger on your drawing hand. Now let's hide the measurements layer. And now let's align our controllers. Grab this piece of siding. And let's pull it down about 8 inches. And then pull and hold your trigger and continue to pull down. Here I'm deleting a couple of pieces I feel I don't really need. And now I'm going to go back up to the top piece, put it in edit mode, push and hold my black button and slide over to the merge tool. And I'm just going to pull my trigger over and over again as I select each of these pieces of siding. I'm going to confirm the selection by pressing the blue button now. And now I'm going to put this whole mesh back into edit mode. I'm just going to stretch from the top of each piece of siding to the corner above it. And now we'll do the same on the other side. Now let's turn the snaps off, and we're going to stretch this horizontally to size. So we want to blow our grab sphere up as large as we can by pushing up on the thumbstick. And now we're going to try and align our controllers and select all the control points on one side but not the other. And then we're going to try and stretch that mesh out to about the width of the building. Now grab and push it about as close as you can to the building. Now let's hide the siding layer. Create a roof layer. And select the measure layer. Now let's select the measure tool. Create a measure object. Put it into edit mode. Turn on the snaps. turn off the increment, and snap it to the corner of the house. Now we'll start a new measure object, and we'll pull that out about 1.5 feet. And now we'll do the same out away from the building and down, always connecting to the previous point. And now we'll repeat this for the other side of the house. We want the next measure object to stretch to about the center of this face of the house. The house is 20 feet in this direction, so we want half of that, which is 10 feet, but we also want to add that extra 1.5 feet back that we just measured out, so it's going to be 11.6 feet altogether. And then we're going to want another measure object going straight up to make the apex of the roof. And I think I'll make this one about 10 feet. And now we'll make another measure object, 11.6 feet this way. And that'll give us the 3 points we need for the triangular shape of the roof. Now I'm going to grab these 3 measure objects, group them together, grab that new group, align my controllers, and make a copy that's flush with the opposite wall. And now I'm going to again align my controllers, grab this, and move it about 1.6 feet. Now I'm going to unselect the measure tool, select plane with sub D, and I'm going to make this a dark gray. And now I'm going to start connecting to the tips of these 3 measure objects. And then I'm going to do the same on the back side. Now I'm going to turn thicken on, and I think I'll make this about 6 inches. And there's our roof. Now we'll hide the measure layer while we unhide the siding layer. Now I'll make a copy of the siding for later and turn it 90 degrees. And now I'll put the first piece of siding into edit mode, turn off the snaps, and I'm going to get rid of this top face because it's going above the roof. And now I'm just going to start sliding, aligning my controllers and sliding these vertices into the roof so that they're kind of tucked away inside the geometry of the roof. And then just do the same on the other side. Now I'll align my controllers and make a copy of this for the other side. Grab the precision tool and rotate this 180 degrees. And then align my controllers and push it back toward the house. like to get these edges close together in the corners. So I'm going to put this mesh into edit mode, blow up my grab sphere really large by pushing up on the thumbstick, align my controllers, grab the vertices on the edge and stretch it closer, a little bit closer to the corner. And now we're going to put this mesh into edit mode and stretch the vertices on the right side to the right corner. And now let's delete the unneeded faces on this mesh. And now align our controllers and make a copy for the other side. Grab the precision tool and rotate 180 degrees. And then we'll slide this against the side of the house. Now let's hide the roof layer. Select the trim layer. Select the central line option and select the cube. If you want, you can place your central line where you want it by half holding the trigger on your left controller. Otherwise, you can just start drawing your cube. So this is kind of a trim I use to hide the edges of the siding. I'm going to align my controllers and slide this down now. Now I'm going to put it into edit mode and restrict to face normals and stretch this all the way down to the bottom. Now that that's done, I can align my controllers and make copies to the other 3 corners. Now we'll go back to two-handed mode on the primitives tab. And create the ceiling for the second floor. We're going to flip it over and put it into edit mode. And then we're going to make sure the snaps are on and pull the corners to the outside corners of the walls. And now we'll turn the visibility back up on the roof layer. And that's it. Now we have all our siding and our roof. Next time we'll do windows. I'll see you then.